Right, welcome to this tutorial where I will explain you all the functions of the buttons and the screen of the F45. I'm going to start with the buttons and then I will move to the screen. So if you know what all the buttons do, you can skip around in the video and take a look what the screen options are. So we're going to start with normal startup. So you use the battery, then the APU, wait a bit till it spools up, and then you can start the engine. So to not get deafened by the giant engine sound, close the canopy with this one. So once the engine is running, turn off the APU to because the APU is consuming fuel, we don't want that, so turn off the APU because the engine is also creating energy for us. Next we have comms. Team will make you be hearable by all your teammates. Global is everybody in the lobby, even enemies. Hot mic would transmit everything I say. Don't do that. Don't be a nerve-wracking asshole. Push to talk is only when you hold click here or on the grip the lower button to make push to talk. Off won't transmit anything. So set it to push to talk and team. Then volume. This is how loud you hear the others. And yeah. So yeah. Go on with the left side. MP3. This is for media control. Yeah, if you want to hear the music from the game. Then we have instruments for night missions. So these are easier to identify. Also brightness, on how bright they shine. Then we have landing light, which is a lamp on front of the landing gear. This one is only on once the landing gear is deployed. Once you pull it up, the light will also go off. Then we have strobe, nav, and formation lights, which are on the tip of your wings. See the white blinking light and the green and red light. Then we have the fuel port for, I think it's in front of there somewhere, I'm not sure. Could be that one. Yeah, I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. If you're doing F2 you're refueling, you need the switch. Then we have the parking brake. You see, we have the engine on, right? But we're not rolling forwards. This is because of parking brake. Once I release it, see, even the small amount of thrust the engine is producing right now is pushing us towards, and we would roll to whatever is in front of us right now. You can turn on the parking brake to still. Then we have wing folding. Wings up and down. If you start on a carrier, these will probably be on up. Make sure to put them down because otherwise you will crash. Then the hook, the arrestor hook, is for carrier landing. There's actually a hook on your ass, and it will catch the wires and stop you on the carrier. So if you don't extend them, you will probably die. Then the launch bar is top of the aircraft. This is what clicks into the catapult and then pulls you forward to launch out the carrier. So these switches are both for carrier. And we have the landing gear, obviously. You can only turn up if you're in the air. This one is for HMD. Yeah, HMD, so your HUD and your visor. This aircraft is actually special because you don't have to deploy your visor to see it, because it is integrated into the helmet. Yeah. And with the MFD, which I will talk about later, you can also press this button for this small visor, which I think if you fly towards the sun to make it not as bright. And then night vision, you can press this button, or you can tap in the middle of your forehead to deploy the night vision gear. Yeah, this is for seat height, up and down. Now we have master arm to weapons. The brightness of the HUD and the screen. This is useful for night missions because I see it normal, and now it is way too bright. So then we have engine, APU shit. We had that. It is for readjusting the joystick, and it's special is the jettison here, because you have like a knob you can select. Now we will only jettison selected, which we don't have anything selected, so it won't drop anything. To jettison something, go to the SMS, Stores Management System, and change to jettison. Select the gun you want to get rid of. It's marked by a red rectangle. Then hold your index finger on it so he grabs the button. Then press the weapon switch button to drop your weapons. If you set it to X, it means drop all external points, which are these and these, because these are in the aircraft, so these don't ruin your stuff. Only the external hard points will ruin your stuff. So if I would press this button, we would get rid of all of these weapons and these. But the AGMs inside the aircraft, there are some hidden doors there, so these would stay with me, and all would drop all of the weapons, even the internal ones, except for the Gore 22, because this one is in there. You can't drop that. It's inside the aircraft. Okay, so that's the jettison system. So let's get to the screen. Where to start? Yeah, let's start with the normal screen control. So you can, as you see, you can make them small like this. So you can actually have up to 3, 6, 12 screens, right? But that's quite, like, for example, this one. Enough. UTS, enough. You see, these are really small, right? So you want to have them probably big. They will then move down there, so you can switch faster between them. Like this. Now you can switch to TS or UTS targeting. You can also make them bigger. And some screens, not many, some, for example the RVR, have even a function on the small ones. So if I move that one down here, it even shows me the RVR signatures in the really small screen. So yeah, that's about the overall handling. Then with this one you can swipe the sides. And there's this one, which is quite a useless button, because you can control it here as well. This is your radar, so yeah, I don't know where there is a button there. There's like all the other aircrafts, clear waypoint and altitude mode. ASL stands for above sea level, so it measures like your height versus the sea height and shows you that. And this is like the height above the ground, so from ground to the belly of your aircraft. That should be it. So layouts, you can reset layouts. For example, I want to set this one, and whenever I start, I want to load it, because I like this layout. And you can hold it until it says saved. Now whenever you start a mission, you start like with these screens, you can just press layout 4, you're ready to go. So it will save you some time. Yeah, then this is fuel. Stats about your fuel use and shit, and the autopilot. So let's go to the individual screens. Let's start with TSD. So this is where all the enemies start. Here you can set your zoom. So it now says 10. So because my units are set to nautical miles right now, it means one ring of these. So from here to the number 18, this is 10 nautical miles. We can check this by selecting this aircraft and then make an EOTS target. I see there's 13.5 miles because we have 10 miles and about 1/3. This is 30 miles away. Yeah, as I just showed you, to select something you can press EOTS and the electro-optical targeting system, or will automatically slave on it, select it. For laser guided weapons, for example. Yeah. Then here you can, yeah, this is the radar, and on HUD you can deactivate some unit icons. So if there's a large battle going on, this is probably gonna be full of units. So you can disable your alloys, for example. Shit. Forward. Why is it showing to me? Weird. Okay, weird. Oh, I see. Okay, it's just showing no longer on the HUD, which is weird. I thought they would vanish there. Okay, weird, yeah. By the way, this screen has a special function because you can drag it around like this. So if that target's really far away, you can set this to maximum zoom and scroll to them. Yeah. It's useless. So yeah, this is the, what's it called? The tactical situation display, TSD. Now we have the EOTS. It's just a normal TGP screen for the functions like any other TGP. If you don't know it, instead of, for example, GPIP, which shows you where your weapon is gonna impact. Then we have Sense, which is night. Use this for night missions. Color for vertical landing, for example, and day. Alright, I forgot this button. If you press this one, the aircraft will take off for you. Then you have to pull up the throttle, and the aircraft is gonna do the rest. I won't show you this one. It takes a while. Right. So here you make it SOI. Mark is showing a laser. It's too bright to see, but there's a laser to show you made something. And the limit overlay is just this one, which shows you if you're at the gimbal limit or not. Yeah. Then to waypoint, if you have a waypoint, you can slave it on the waypoint, and with GPS acquire, if you have a GPS target, you can slave it onto the GPS, and if you press GPS send, you can send GPS point where you're looking, you know. Right, that's it. With head, you can make it to head track, and if you're in head track, you can push in the joystick to to lock it to something. Yeah, these are for zoom. Okay, so whoops. Let's get to the next one. The RWR screen is pretty simplistic, like all the other aircraft. Just showing you this, so you would see pings if I would have any. Like on every other aircraft, you just get a small icon with the corresponding unit. So let's get to the nav, which is also the same like anything else. With mode, you can orient it to either north or towards a plane. With the three buttons, you can set a refuel waypoint, which would be the tanker in this case, an RTB, which targets the airfield over there, the aircraft carrier. Or objective, if you have any objectives, yeah, that would put it towards that. Then we have the GPS targets, so just like all the others, new group, elite group, and if you have multiple, you can rearrange them with these arrows or cycle between them with these. Then let's come to the stores management system. So you see, start from the top. So you see bay door override. This is set to auto, which is good because I select, for example, the fuck. I have to select TGBS target real quick. So let's say shield in front of it. So we got a lock right now. Actually firing the auto ones first. So let's take a look a bit later on this one. So we're gonna jettison, just no to jettison. Select the weapons. The red outline means these would get dropped if I select selected. So it would drop all of these four now. If I select it to X, I will only drop all the external points. But I will keep the inside ones. Okay, so now once more beta override. You see, these are closed now until I get a lock. Then they open, fire one, and I killed myself. Okay, hold on real quick. Okay, I'm back again. So yeah, this is basically your base are closed until you fire something. You can open them manually on why the fuck ever you want to do that. Yeah. Then with config you can configure your weapons. Always select head track and trigger engagement on if, whenever available. You also can configure your countermeasures. They're like 240 and single auto, so good values. And a fuel config where you can also dump fuel if you were looking for that. You can also set your bingo fuel, so once you reach that critical level here, it will say bingo fuel to you. You can set it to, if you're fighting 100 nautical miles away from your base, you can select the bingo level to like 150. Once you reach like 150 nautical miles, you get a warning like bingo fuel, and then you know you have to go back, because if you stay any longer, maybe you won't make it back. So yeah, that's what bingo fuel is for. Right, that's pretty much about the storage management system. Then we have objective, which shows you objectives should be clear. The communications, which is for requesting rearm.
Please disarm your weapons first.
The spectator cam if you're recording something like I'm doing right now. Audio on is, for example, if I change the camera to outside and I turn radio on, the audio would be from the camera and not from my headset. So you would hear a loud jet right now, instead of the dampened sound from inside the cabinet. Then vehicle options, joystick mode for middle, and joystick stance. Lower it as low as possible, because the lower you, the finer your input you can do. And altitude warnings, set it as low as you want. And your unit menu. Well, here's quick save and shit. And for there should be somewhere player here. You play online, this shows you your ping and shit to the host. And the radar screen, which is absolutely useless on this aircraft. Never use that one, because you have all the functions from the radar screen on your TSD. There's absolutely no reason to use this screen, so I'll fucking do it. And that's pretty much about this aircraft. So yeah. Have a nice day. Goodbye.